Hey everyone, and welcome to another speed building video. This build I ended up calling Midbury Manor. Seemed like a sort of a regal sort of a name. Basically I started with these two turrets that I had the idea for and then went from there. So yeah, that was basically all I had in mind when I started. I was like, I want to have a nice big house with these turrets out the front. Don't know why two, but you know, there we go, we've got them. So here I'm just kind of doing the octagonal, I don't know, sort of thing. I hadn't actually done it completely straight at first, so it didn't quite match up, but we fixed that pretty quickly, and then go from there. It's quite a big grand house, I think, in the end. It ends up being brick. End up doing like a little bit of landscaping with like fountains and green statues, and then like the highest wall height possible. It's just quite a grand sort of place. I imagine it as somewhere that's been in a family for a very long time, a long line of noble people like dukes or countesses or something, I don't know, but yeah, big sort of, basically a castle, nearly. Not quite, I mean, castle would have a lot more to it, to be honest, but it's quite big, and grand. Which, yeah, is different for me. It also made finishing quite difficult because there's only so much, so much that you can put. However, like, these people who have a lot of money also have a lot of space, so whatever. The foundations, I don't know, I found choosing a foundation really difficult for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why. But I put these green sort of exterior, I can't remember what they're called, freezers? Yeah, freezers, just to have a bit of colour. And then I do use a lot of stuff from the Vampires pack, just because that does have a lot of older styled stuff. So, I mean, it just sort of fit. That's what fit with it. I did change those front windows eventually, the ones that are on the turrets in the front of the house, to the bigger ones, but those smaller ones are the rest of the house. I went for lighter colours rather than darker colours. I imagine it's been kept fairly well. So yeah, see, now I'm changing the big windows. And yes, it's only on the windows on the diagonal sides of the turrets because they were too wide and the windows didn't fit in the middle for the other side, so whatever, that's fine. But yeah, putting in a few windows. Those sort of balcony areas are not accessible. They could be. Probably make them accessible. I do change and move the windows around as I make the bedrooms and stuff. I'll make the rooms and figure out the layout for the place. Change the stairs. So yeah, it was quite a bit of work. I did it slowly over 3 days because I don't do builds in one lot. So I built a lot of the exterior one day, and then I did a fair bit of the finishing and some other building on the second day, and then the last day was like finishing it up and the landscaping and stuff. So yeah, so it did take a while. Trying to figure out the layout for the upstairs bedrooms was quite interesting. Anyway, yeah, see, that's where I moved the windows slightly. The turrets are sort of used sometimes, like How do I just scroll it? Like, the octagon, I don't know. Those rooms are sometimes used, and the second floor they're used as big bathrooms. On the bottom floor, one of them is used as like a sort of a skills area, and then it's empty next to the kitchen. But I mean, it could be added quite easily. You could probably do all sorts. Trying to get the freezers on there once I put those rooms in was really difficult. I don't know why, it was just so difficult, but I managed it in the end. I'm putting in some doors because, you know, unless ghosts are living there, which they may be because I imagine it is quite an old house, no one's just going to be able to walk through walls. But it could have ghosts. I was tempted to give it the haunted lot trait. Also, if I could have, I would have liked to give it the historical one, but I couldn't. Because I imagine it being centuries old, basically, and being with this family for a long time, and they've sort of added to it. And they have kept, like, the general traditional aesthetic of it, but they do have, like, more modern appliances and that kind of stuff. And, like, the chandeliers just have the look of candles rather than actually being candles, is basically how I think of it in my head. And then in, like, the bedrooms and the bathrooms, they have, like, real modern lighting. So kind of a mix, just because those lights kind of suck. And, yeah. They are just candles though, so, you know. They're so cool though, the pretty chandeliers that come down and yeah. Then going into this master bedroom. Are we? No, we're not. Okay, we're doing some of the other stuff. I don't know what I didn't really make sense of much, to be honest. I guess I'm just choosing some wallpapers, I guess. Just a wallpaper for the kitchen area that I don't use all that often, but seem to fit for what I wanted to do. I'm putting a bit of ivy up there. I do put some more on later, but for now it's just a little bit there. I'm just really putting in some columns and then some spandrels. I decided in the end to do those. I think that I don't know, I just like it. Looks quite good. I was thinking about the columns there, but then it didn't quite work out. I don't know, it just didn't seem to work how I would have wanted it to, so I didn't. And then I put in some fountains out the front, some triangular fountains. Which was a nice little thing. Could have. I don't know. I could have like made it look a bit more natural with like rocks and plants around the area, but I wanted it to look a bit more manicured. If that makes sense. Putting some fencing up around it. They're quite tall fences. I did want to put that cool new gate that came with vampires in, but it didn't quite fit, which is fine. It doesn't, you know, things just don't work out sometimes. And then going into the kitchen, which wasn't too sure how to. Well, it's quite a big room for the kitchen, and like if it's a rich family, they probably wouldn't use the kitchen. Like they'd have servants cooking, and then the dining area would be separate. But no, the dining area is in the kitchen, which is whatever. It's fine. Yeah, so putting in some cabinets and stuff just to fill out the room a bit. And that's where I say, you know, the modern appliances like the coffee and the I put that cupcake cook thing in because I don't use it very often. And I was like, there's space, why not? And then I put there, ends up being the dining table there, in that corner there. But there's lamps by the wall sconces. That is it. I'm putting a few clutter items in. So, yay. I don't know. It does seem a bit blank, a bit bare, but I also, yeah, there's only so much, so many things you can put in to a house this big. I do quite like how it turned out in the end, though. And there, I'm finishing the ivy now, so there we go. This goes up that one, and then in the living area, which is quite a large area, I could have made it separate, but like maybe once it was separate rooms and then they changed it over time. So there's a few different seating areas in this house and in the living area. There's one sitting area that's just some couches, some seats, and that's it. Bookcase, that's about it. And then in that corner there, that's where they put like the TV entertainment stuff. Those couches look like they're different colours because of the light, but they're not. They're the same colours. I checked. And then in there I put the easel and some other skilling objects, and then and that glow bar. I considered getting them like an actual bar to put, like they might have had someone who was into that, but then like if you download the house, there's room to add any skilling objects that you may need for your Sims. So yeah, and I generally personalise things from Sims once I actually have Sims living somewhere. So yeah, I once made Sims based on the Tudors because like I'm a nerd and I'm really obsessed with the Tudor era. I don't just mean the TV show, I mean like the era. I would move them in here. I think they'd live here if I did them again. But yeah, and then these bathrooms, using these rooms as bathrooms was ridiculous because these rooms are so big, so they're just very grand bathrooms. A very luxurious space, basically. It's just kind of insane how much space there is, but yeah, it's just kind of something that they use. Oh well, at least it's like modern stuff rather than using like old, what used to happen with like the chamber pots and stuff. So yay. They have a wardrobe in there, but I use one that big. I mean, it's no bigger than any of the other beds, but that nice bed, that very big mirror. Putting in a few items. Those curtains fit really well over those windows, like the circular top. It's fit really well, and I'm pretty sure they're base game curtains. So, and it's vampire pack windows. But you know. What works? If it works, it works. That's good. So then we're going over here and doing that bathroom. That's like the common bathroom, like the common area bathroom, if it makes sense. So yeah, it's sort of just again, that was also a lot of space for a bathroom. But I put a clawfoot bath in there because I don't know, something about clawfoot baths seemed really, really luxurious, and I'm not too sure why. And then I basically on the bathroom on the other side with the octagonal room, but same stuff. Placed slightly differently, but it's the same stuff. Then this room that is attached to the other ensuite, which I guess is another master bedroom, but I don't know. I don't know the difference. I use the luxury glamour stuff. Is that it? Luxury glamour stuff? Yeah, I use a lot of those things in that room. Just because, I don't know, the people who sleep in that room, I imagined being into that kind of stuff. I don't know, just did it, okay? Just did. Putting in a few paintings and stuff, and then this green room down the end, I made it a toddler room, so I put in a couple of toddler beds and put in some stuff for toddlers all around the room, because it would be a family, it would be a long line of the same family, and then they had the great big castle dollhouse because they're like super old money or something, I don't know. So that's like the toddler room, nursery sort of thing, and then the purple room ends up being like a kid's room. So yeah, I quite like how that turned out, actually. Could do with a bit more decoration, to be honest, but I mean, there's only so many things. I say this a lot. Only so many things, so it's fine. Originally I only put one bed in this room, and then I was like, this is such a huge room, so I made it a twin room. I could not decide which curtains to choose for that. I just had a lot of trouble deciding that. But well, put in a wardrobe and that mirror. So yeah, that's where I put in the second bed, and then we put in a couple of bedside tables and different lamps on both, like personalizing each bed so that one person who sleeps on that one chose that one, and the other person was like more bland or green, or I don't know. Could probably easily change the wallpaper if you didn't want it to be purple, if they were girls, or if the girls who don't like purple, I don't know, the boys might like purple, I don't know. Some boys do. And then going in, there's so much space here, so I put in a couple of desks with computers there, and then we end up putting chess table in, and more lamps because the lighting really sucked. Those chandeliers just really don't provide much light, so yeah. And then I put in a cards table there that have their fancy guests over and that have a nice meal, and then that play cards and gamble because that's what people do. I don't know, I'm just making it up. I don't know what I'm saying. And then listen as someone plays piano. Literally, just that's like half the historical novels I read. Playing cards while listening to the piano. Putting a lot of accent tables around the place just because they would need somewhere to put all of their things. And then I put in a little bit of a seating area here, just a couple of seats where they can sit. There's like a lot of places to sit in this house. I originally was going to put the bookcase there, but I don't know, it just didn't quite work how we wanted it to, so in the end I just put a side table between those chairs and moved the chairs closer together, put a lamp on the table, and it's a nice little seating area, nice little reading nook of sorts, I guess. And then in that room, octagonal room, is that the right word? Octagonal, no, octagonal, no, I don't know. Just put in more skilling areas, and then ottomans there, seating areas. So if I was putting this like on sale as a realtor or real estate agent, I would put like to sit, this is perfect for you. So yeah, I don't know. But yeah, if your Sims like to sit, this is great. Yeah. But yeah, skilling objects, woodworking table, microphone, easel, Oh, put some darts in the living area, because who doesn't like to accidentally throw something sharp into someone's eye? Yeah. I'm putting some plants and stuff in. Decorative items, I'm going through all the decorative items now just to add some stuff through the house. Accent tables in the entranceway. Yeah, I think I add a coat rack in the entranceway eventually as well. Put some stuff in through here. That room, those rooms are so big and could have so much more added to them, but you know, if you download the house, you can do that. You can personalize it for your Sims. That's what I generally do when I download houses. So, whatever. Yeah, I don't know, I found it quite difficult because I was like, do I want to stick to the traditional looking aesthetic of everything, or would these Sims have a few modern paintings and like objects, decorative objects? They might, who knows. Ooh. But yeah, like I literally going through everything for the decorative things. I go through each thing. I go through the clutter items and stuff. So that's why there's a lot of moving around up there, that, because they need to be. I want them in different places. Which probably isn't the way to do it. Just do each room separately. But I don't know. I don't do that. I do it this way. Okay. This is how I decorate. Okay. It's just how I do it. Did I end up keeping that fireplace? Yeah, I think I did actually. Okay. Putting some more objects up and around places. I don't know, putting some more. Yeah, I found it really confusing. Like that room off the kitchen that's part of the turret just stays empty. I literally have not done anything with it. I haven't even given it wallpaper. Like, it's literally just empty. Pointless windows as well. They don't provide any light because no one uses that room. Probably change it. Maybe it once was used. Maybe it once was part of a secret passageway. Ooh, the history of the building. There was like a secret staircase up from the kitchen to the bedroom to facilitate the secret romance of a servant and I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just like, drama. There's drama in this place. There probably is in the history of it. If it's a very old place, there will be drama. Going into the outdoor area now, I used that table that came with Get Together. I quite like that table, but it doesn't really suit a lot of the houses you make, so it fit here. And we put in a pool, because if you're rich and you're old money, you probably go at pool. I don't know. A few gardening plots there, because they're probably garden, and like a basketball thing. What? Golf, maybe? Is that more rich people sport? Polo. I don't have horses in the game. So I don't know. Yeah. And then we're putting in these statues there. So those going there, and then I'm putting in the hedges there. So it's got a little bit of nice stuff. And then I put a garden up here. Fence. Well, eventually I put the fence, so it's just a bit of the I think I changed that fence. I think I changed it to like a stone one. Yeah, with the stone pavers. And then I do the same on the other side but with different flowers. So it's not quite the same, but it's still the same. Do they make sense? It's not the same, but it's the same. That's what I just said. Like, what what does that mean? And putting in a few trees, and I think we're almost done actually. Not much left to go, just putting in a few trees, and then I try and put in a roof again, and it didn't work because it just did not work with it. It was not, yeah, it wasn't good. So it's fine with the fence, it's fine. Just keep it that way and it's fine. But here we're going into pictures, so I will leave a link below with the download link, or you can find it on the Sims 4 gallery in game if you look up my username, which is Ginny Malfoy 22. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.